Buying the best phone in 2020 is an expensive investment no matter if it comes from Samsung, Apple, or Google, meaning your decision is all the more important. We've seen a mass of new phones in the first half of the year, and we're expecting more soon. The LG G8X by itself looks, unsurprisingly, exactly like the LG G8 from which it iterated, a sleek black rectangle with teardrop notch, Google Assistant button on the left side and 3.5mm jack poking out the bottom next to a USB-C port. On its own, the handset isn't too exciting, but it's not disappointing, either. The LG dual screen works a lot like a folio case with a screen on the inside. Slot the LG G8X in, turn on the phone, and a button appears on the right side allowing you to turn on and fiddle with the second display. Don't expect a seamless display, the screens are separated by a hinge, and should be considered paired areas rather than a single extensive sheet. There is a wide mode where it feels more like one screen, but that's only available while browsing Chrome. As we previously noted, the hinge is robust, you'll be able to unfold to any degree and fold back without worrying it'll sag. The case-like parts of the dual screen are matte plastic covering metal, protecting the G8X on the sides and back. The outer front of the dual screen houses a 2.1-inch mini screen, which is tastefully hidden amid an all-black cover underneath a front glass display until you summon it by hitting the lock button. It's a classy way to smooth over that we don't get a full-color, full-area front display, but it's likely that one would be both pricey and sap battery. The OnePlus 8 Pro looks like most other high-end smartphones. The front is dominated by the large 6.78-inch display which curves over each vertical edge, with the front and rear glass sandwiching a metal frame that runs around the circumference of the body. It feels more tactile than the glass on the rear of the Galaxy S20 Plus and iPhone 11 Pro, and enhances the feel of the phone in the hand. It doesn't provide much in the way of grip though, and the 8 Pro can be a little slippy. Of course, that won't be an issue if you opt to slip the OnePlus 8 Pro into the translucent silicone case that's included in the box. This detracts from the premium aesthetic, as any generic case does, but you can at least still see the fetching green color. We'd recommend utilizing the case if you're someone who isn't overly careful with their smartphone. The camera bump is noticeable whether or not you have the case on, and we sometimes found ourselves catching our fingers on it. The vertical camera stack in this bump is par for the course design-wise. Pretty much every manufacturer has enlarged its camera housing recently, so it's difficult to mark the OnePlus 8 Pro down too much here. At 165.3 by 74.35 by 8.5mm, the OnePlus 8 Pro is a large handset, and many users will find that two hands are required to hold it securely. Another thing Pro means is that your iPhone is less slippery. The iPhone Pros come in 4 colors with a sort of shimmery matte finish on their glass backs. I find them noticeably grippier than the shiny glass iPhone 11, although you'll probably still want to put these costly phones into cases for safekeeping. A case will also help to smooth out the rather sharp camera bump, which holds the 3 rear lenses. The Pro is just a little bit bigger than the iPhone XS, and noticeably bigger than earlier iPhones, at 5.67 by 2.81 by 0.32 inches and 6.63 ounces. The Pro Max is the same size as the iPhone XS Max at 6.20 by 3.06 by 0.30 inches and 7.97 ounces. The Pro Max is noticeably heavy. It's the heaviest mainstream phone I can think of, in large part thanks to its big, dense 4,000 mAh battery. Both phones have 458p OLED displays that are noticeably brighter than last year's OLED models. According to Dr. Ray Sunira of DisplayMate Labs, the new displays are 17% brighter and 15% more power efficient than last year's, with color that is visually indistinguishable from perfect. Sunira points out that the latest Apple and Samsung displays are all great, they're getting better year over year. The Pro Max's 6.5-inch display isn't any denser than the Pro's 5.8-inch screen, it just has more real estate. In real life, that translates into 4 more lines of text in the Mail app per screen, or visibly more of a web page. The balancing factor, of course, is how easy you find the Pro Max to hold. I do not find a phone that's wider than 3 inches to be a one-handed phone, but that's ultimately a question of personal taste. The Galaxy S20 Plus is a big phone. At 6.4 by 2.9 by 0.3 inches, it feels large in the hand, but it probably won't poke out of your pocket. Samsung focused on increasing height rather than width for usability, and as a result the phone is taller than the Galaxy S10 Plus, But fortunately not wider. It doesn't reach the hand-busting 3-inch width of the Galaxy S20 Ultra or the iPhone 11 Pro Max. At 6.56 ounces, it's pretty heavy, but once again it doesn't feel nearly as heavy as the 7.76 ounce Galaxy S20 Ultra. Comparing all three Galaxy S20 models, the S20 feels like a modern phone. The S20 Plus feels like a big modern phone. The S20 Ultra, especially with its super large camera setup, feels like something else. The dedicated Bixby button on the side of the S10 series is gone. Now Bixby is a long press of the power button, which is on the right side of the phone with the volume rocker. On the back, there's a camera/microphone patch with 6 elements, the 4 cameras, the flash, and a microphone. Like other S20s, the S20 Plus has no headphone jack on the bottom, but it ships with a set of AKG branded USB-C earbuds. The screen is a 6.7-inch, 3120 by 1,440 AMOLED panel. The screens on the three new S20 models are all the same resolution, which means they get denser and even better to look at as the sizes go down. They're 14% brighter than last year's displays, according to DisplayMate Labs, and you can definitely see the difference between this and a Galaxy S10e. The phone should stay in its new 120Hz, 1080p screen mode, though. The 120Hz refresh rate makes scrolling noticeably smoother and improves the phone experience all around. The Galaxy Note 20 Ultra is very large. At 6.49 by 3.04 by 0.32 inches, it's noticeably taller and ever so slightly wider than the Galaxy Note 10 Plus. It isn't wider than the iPhone 11 Pro Max, but it's much taller. I can't really hold it in one hand and operate it with the same hand, but I can comfortably hold it in one hand and operate it with the other. This is a true phablet. The 6.9-inch screen goes to the very edges of the device and waterfalls down the sides, so if you hold it in a death grip, you'll have some edge-touching issues. In addition to increased protection, you'll probably want to put the phone in a case to smooth out the camera bump on the back. It's a big rectangle with sharp edges that can scratch other things in your pocket. It's narrower but a little bit taller than the S20 Ultra's camera module, which is already a bit of a mountain. The bump seems to be the price you pay for the 5x zoom periscope style camera. The Note 20 Ultra is the first phone we've seen with Corning's Gorilla Glass Victus, a new form of strengthened glass that Samsung and Corning say is even tougher than what you find on the S20 series and the standard Galaxy Note 20. Corning says it's twice as scratch resistant as the Gorilla Glass 6 on those other devices, which is relevant with that extra large camera bump. The phone also carries an IPX8 waterproof rating. The Note 20 Ultra's 6.9-inch AMOLED screen is 25% brighter, Samsung says, although what it means is that it's 25% brighter than the Note 10, it's about 10% brighter than the S20 displays, which we profiled here. Like on the S20 Ultra, you have to choose between resolution and refresh rate. You can do WQHD, 3088 by 1,440 resolution at 60 Hz, or 1080p, 2316 by 1,080 resolution at 120 Hz.